my cat who keeps stealing my chair. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm just continuing this Catbug Lolita project. Seeing how far I can get before I've got to go to work today. Let's see, let's get the chat up here in case anybody wants to chat with me. I should probably put a little note somewhere on the graphic that you have to be a follower in order to chat. Okay, Kat, you're coming this way. I know, you kind of like that, don't you? Oh, that's right. Did I lose those tweezers? Just in case, I need to rethread my serger. May very well be the case. Oh gosh. No. Did I really lose my tweezers? Man. Nuts. I think I lost my tweezers. I have so many of these things. I thought maybe somewhere in this stuff. Do I really need to get a new pair? Here, somewhere on the sides. I don't want to have to buy new ones. I don't have to. I have so many pens and pencils and scissors. It's not really what I need right now. Oh look, I have batteries. How useful. Really though? Just really? I've seen them in here. Okay, safety pins. For my serger. I'm gonna not be upset by this. We're gonna move on. Okay, we're moving on. Oh, jeez. Can you believe that? I lost my tweezers. Okay, we're gonna try to situate here. Sorry. I try not to get mad about losing stuff. And I end up getting a little upset anyway. Oh, and guess what? I found all the extra fabric that I had from my previous Catbug cosplay that was commissioned for me, but I think I like this fabric better. It's all in a box right there because we went through storage one last time since we just moved into this place. And I still had a bunch of storage stuff in my friend's storage, whom I was living with for about a year. And I love her, and she was very gracious to let me live with her and her family. And of course, use the storage unit for like the rest of my stuff. And that was one of the things that we found. So let's see, what are we doing here? I'm gonna have to serge these inside parts. Now I'm gonna move this over. Also, I kind of wanted to work on that underlayer. And since I have a walking foot now, I can work on my knit fabric that's gonna be the top. So that's exciting. So this is the waistband that I showed you guys yesterday, and it's like perfectly aligned here. Well, almost perfectly aligned. I have missed it a little bit here, but that's okay. This is gonna fold over. One part is gonna be the back side. We're gonna add the skirt on the inside here, and we're gonna add a little bit of elastic on either end over here. We're gonna stretch the elastic so that this curls in a little bit, and then when she wears it, it should be snug on her frame. So that's the waistband. We're gonna have to gather this. I'm gonna just attach these together because this is an over and under layer. And because the width of the over fabric is a little bit longer, we're gonna have to gather it into this seam, put it all together, and then gather it again to put it in the skirt, or in the waistband rather. There is another thing I wanted to show you that I thought was pretty exciting. So let's see. I'm still like fiddling with this camera. Let's see. I have these adorable embellishments that I got a long time ago for the original Catbug. That was like, I want to say that was in 2015. I was originally commissioned for it, so it's been a while now and I never got to actually complete it. Oh, here they are. Why do I have so much stuff? So, I got these things thinking I could make like little buttons for them, from them, and they're just these really cute little ladybug. Let's see if it'll focus here. Little ladybug cabochons, and they're flat back, so I was going to glue some. What do I want to say? Like a shank for a button. And then they would be on the side, and we can do like a little waist tie thing. Because I think we have enough for waist ties on this design, or from the fabric. So that's an idea that I had. I'm sorry, I'm not all done up this time. I just wanted to get to work and work on this, and then probably maybe I'll get ready for work wearing something a little snazzier. But for now, I just wanted to get started. So let's see. This means that I need to bring over my serger. Oh, I still have all this fabric for another of the aprons that I made. Only it would be the one size, original size apron. Alright, we're going to maneuver you down so you can see the serger that I have here. Is that back far enough? We'll make it work. So, this needs to be plugged in. Oh gosh. I think I need to do something with this. I might just need to recycle all of that. Throw it away. Let's see, maybe move this guy down for now. We don't really need him. Oh, my walking foot. Huh. Alright. This guy here. And I think I'm going to feed this underneath. The power strip I've got going for the lights as well. Yeah, right here. Oh. I'm going to need to buy more white thread eventually. This is getting pretty close. Alright, so I'm going to start by serging the inside seams here. And I think I'm also going to serge the ends before they're put together. That way, when I do assemble the whole skirt part, I'll have those edges already clean. My dream is to have an industrial serger one day, but right now there's no room for it, so this will have to do. And I have to say, I am pretty happy with this model. I think they have a slightly newer version of it now, but it really works for me. Let's see. I guess the best part about these videos that I've been streaming is that once they're uploaded, you can just kind of skip ahead. If you don't really care to see a certain part of this process, you have the option of skipping it. I'm pretty excited about this next commission that I've got too after Catbug. There is a girl that is a return customer, a return client, and I made her, I think it's something from Grey Gardens. It's a not web-based, it's a PC, it's an old PC game, kind of anime style, and she wanted a character, a dress from this. And so I made it for her. This was back in I want to say that was in 2015. Catbug originally was commissioned in 2016. But the 2015, I did that for her, and she got back to me, said she wanted a dress made out of some fabric that her friend had designed. So we looked up some patterns, we looked up some designs that she liked. She wants a jump skirt, jumper skirt, and I think a matching head bow and a bag made out of the same material. So I said, yeah, send me 4 yards and then we'll discuss this. So she ordered it, and I'm going to be receiving 4 yards of this fabric so that I could start making it for her. I'm pretty excited. I love working with custom printed fabric. Especially, I think Spoonflower has improved their process. So the colors are a little more vivid now, especially dark colors. So I remember I had that problem before when I ordered something that was supposed to be navy and it came out really washed out. So I'm curious, have you ever used Spoonflower and what do you think of it? To order more thread, this white comb thread, probably black too, and a new long tweezer so that I could thread it in case it ever gets dethreaded or unthreaded. Most of my supplies I buy online because I find them in bulk for a lot cheaper, and it's the same quality that you find in most stores. So for the amount of stuff that I do, I don't like paying the retail price. I just make so many dresses and I need so much quantity, so I buy all of my lace in bulk. I make sure that it's a certain quality, a certain type. All the lace that I buy is in bulk off of AliExpress and eBay. I'll buy 10 yards minimum, and it usually ends up being like the soft kind of lace that you're expecting when you're looking for it at Joann's. Joann's has all that scratchy Rochelle lace, and I hate it. And I just ordered a few more things to be showcasing at the Comic-Con that we're going to be at. So it's the New Mexico Comic Expo. We'll be there all weekend long, and we'll have our booth as Alt Mode and Mode a la Belle. We have a ton of aprons that we made as our first experimental run in production sewing. So those are going to be available in black and white. We have 10 of each. I want to say it's probably my most popular item that gets favorited on Etsy, and the one that gets sold the most. I've even had a lot of commissions for like custom versions of that apron. There was a girl in the Netherlands who wanted it for her wedding. She wanted it in cream. She wanted the dress to be longer. Oh, excuse me. did you have to leave? I'm so sorry. I had to take a phone call. I'm sorry. Oh, we're interviewing some new people for the board game library that I work in, and I am going to be the new hiring manager, I think, because they want me to interview new hires. So, so I had to take this call about possible candidates and make some decisions. It's very exciting. I feel very blessed to have this responsibility. And I take it very seriously. I want to make sure that we go through the right people, that we look at their applications properly, and with discernment and discretion. I'm sorry you have to leave if you've already gone. Did you go, Mint? Oh well, you can always catch the rerun later. It does get saved. I think they left. They had to go. I think the best time to do this is in the morning. That's what I've been told. If you ever want to get creases, like distinct creases out of your fabric, the best way to do it is by spraying it with water. Other one. Ugh, this fabric frays like crazy. Towards the center. Am I running out of water? I am. Luckily our water is very clean. If I were to put dirty or mineral-full tap water in this, it's not a good thing, but this water in our apartment complex is super filtered, so I can get away with putting it in my iron. Though typically, one should put distilled water in your iron. If you do not put distilled water in your iron, it's going to block all these steam passages. I'm not gonna iron the whole thing just because it's gonna get wrinkled anyway with manipulating it. Okay, so this is the under layer. We're gonna iron these seams down, going the opposite way going in towards the center front, I'm going to put them going towards the back. That way, when these seams line up with the underskirts, it should give it a nice balance in the bulk area. Have to be careful with this eyelet all over lace fabric because it's likely that the embroidery thread that they used for the eyelets themselves is made out of nylon, and I'm using a very high heat setting on my iron, so I don't want to melt that. I can press it down for like a few, like maybe a half a second, but that's it. Otherwise, you're gonna melt that thread right off. How do I know this? Because I've done it. But that is a very nice seam, I think. Don't you? Okay. So, now that we're done. Oh, we are not done! Did I not finish this? Did I not do the edges? No, I did. I did the edges here. Did I do the other edge? I did. Okay, now we're done. We're done with this for now. We are going to set this down just off to the side. I'm making myself a little alcove out of machines. Alright, this gets done. Put back on the machine. Okay, so headroom. Now let's see. We need this guy again. And what I'm going to do, you probably already know how to do this, but in case you don't, there's an easy way to make gathers without using a special foot or hand stitching or anything like that. The first thing that we're going to do is we need to mark the centers of our panels here. So since we're going to be attaching it end to end instead of from seam allowance to seam allowance, I'm just going to take this much, mark it in the same place on the other side as well. And we're going to make this little triangle thing. I fold it and then I cut it at an angle at that point. And so that makes a nice little notch. Hopefully you can see. We're going to do that to the center so that we can find our center on the underskirt. Do the same thing. Just pinch it, fold it, cut at an angle, and we have our notch right there. Same thing on this side panel. Fold it and notch it. You can also notch it with just a snip, like a vertical snip, but I want to be able to see these and they're going to get lost in the seam anyway. So now we repeat that process on the underskirt that we'll be attaching this to. The reason I'm doing this is because this one is longer than this one. So we have to gather the top edge to make it fit. Now I am going to clean up this a little bit. So it's just fraying like crazy. I'm just going to get rid of all these little frays. And it's okay. I added a little extra length to this. It's going to have an extension of about 5 inches on the bottom with ruffles. So the skirt is definitely going to be long enough. It never looks like it's really long when you're cutting it out like this, but trust me, it's definitely enough. Especially once you add the ruffles at the bottom or any other decoration, which usually Lolita dresses have. A row of ruffles or lace ruffled. trying to work with what limited room I've got here. There we go. Okay. Get rid of this riffraff. I'm going to add a little something here. I think maybe I need to remind people of something. Let's see. Text. Alright guys, sorry about that. I just needed to remind everybody that if you wanted to chat, because I noticed that there were like viewers coming in and out, but maybe they were frustrated that they couldn't interact with me, it's because I have a protection on my account so that you have to be a follower on Twitch in order to participate in the chat, and you have to have been a follower for at least 10 minutes. That's it. And the reason I did that is because the first time I started streaming a video game, some kids decided to mess around with me like right away, and I was just so excited that somebody was talking to me in the chat that they were just trying to make me say stupid things, and I didn't understand what was happening. So I fell for their little thing and ended up getting trolled. And I did not appreciate that. I was really discouraged. And so I have a little bit of a protection in place just to prevent that. So you can totally chat with me. You can totally interact with me. I can totally stop what I'm doing and show you something very special if you have a question about anything. Or ask me questions, or tell me how you've been, or who you are and where you're from, because I think that's always interesting. I found that like a whole bunch of people end up reading my blog and I had no idea that it extended that far. I did just update my blog, by the way. I updated it with the latest full issue of the Otome no Sewing, which I think came out last year. They're going for an annual publication now. I think somebody did mention that there is a new one, but when I looked at it, it's just another like compilation highlights from previous issues. So I already had those patterns because I have all the Otome no Sewing books from the very beginning. So I didn't need it, but considering that some previous issues are now out of print and they re-released some of those patterns, I think that's pretty cool for those of you looking for those specific designs. This is going to be the bottom hem. Cool, I think I got this. Alright, so now I get to show you the thing that I meant to show you. Oh, this is left over. So we're gonna go with this guy. We're gonna decide which end is the top. So we'll say, oof, all the little fuzzies. Alright, we're gonna say that this, oh, because I already decided since I notched it. Duh. Okay, so we're gonna do nice long stitches, regular tension, no big difference there, and I'm just gonna start going across the top. This is my presser foot, or this is my pedal, rather. Here we go. So for the sides, I'm going all the way to the seam. Let's bring you down so you can take a look. How about a little bit closer? How's that look? Right, so to here. Nice, big, long, wide stitches. Not wide stitches, long stitches. All the way to the seam. We're going to pull out a nice long tail and make sure it stays long. We're going to start again, going in the center. This time we're going to the center notch. Ooh, the camera shakes a little bit. Sorry. Does feel like it goes on a while, but I think, yeah, we're almost there. So right here, here's where our notch is. Okay, I'm pulling this out. Nice long tail, because we're going to pull those tails once we get to assembling this overskirt part to the underskirt part. Still finding fuzzies. And we're going to the side seam again. Pulling out. And this. See if we can get these threads out of the way. Okay, one more time, all the way across. This is the last back panel. Part is done. Move you back up. Hello. See if this works. Maybe more like this. Is that better? Okay. So now you see me and you see the over the table shot here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start layering these guys together. Let's see, here's our waistband, set that aside. Oh, I can't wait to start cutting this out for the leaves that go under it with the overskirt. So this is our right side. I've already attached it that way and it's so nice and shiny, but not too shiny like ridiculous satin. This is going to be our top. We already notched it. Yes, question mark, no. Wait a minute. I thought I did. Did I not do that yet? Oh, that makes me so mad. I think I was going to, and then I decided to, no, I'm going to trim this off first. And I totally forgot to do that. Let's make this the top. So I'm going to make these same notches just by folding and cutting in a tiny little small angle, and now I have my little notch there. I'm going to do the same thing for the center. So we're going to match the notches that we created on the overskirt to this one, and then we're going to call what a friend of mine calls divide and conquer. She was a great teacher when I worked at the Santa Fe Opera. I won't say her name, but I absolutely adored this lady, and she was so patient and so compassionate with me. I will never ever forget her. And so there's a few things that carried over, like the divide and conquer thing. Here we go. Notch. Doesn't have to be perfect, just needs to be there. That is so pretty. All right. Oh, my TARDIS, it appeared. Voila. So, this side. This is the top. Yeah, this is the back. Of course it is, because I sewed it that way, because that's where these go. So, I don't know if you can see on the overhead very well here, but see, I have this one pressed going this way. I have this one pressed going that way. And that way, when they are put together, the seam will meet, and the bulk of both of those seams are evenly matched. So there's not like 4 layers of a little seam there. They're both going in different directions, and it's sort of sandwiched in perfectly. That was another trick that somebody taught me at the Santa Fe Opera, whom I also love. He always made me laugh. He was just so funny and always very fashionable. I have very fond memories of that place. I learned so much about working hard in this industry and learning how to embrace hand sewing, because sometimes it just yields the right kind of results that you're looking for. Working with people like that was just a joy, and I just got super lucky to be placed with really sympathetic people, especially when I had a little moment and was going through a time when I just needed emotional support, and they were there. They were just great people, great team. So my memories will never fade of that place. Now we have this done. We could go ahead and start pulling this bobbin thread. So the bottom thread is going to get cinched. Now this has the thread going all the way across, but we evenly matched it, so this is the center where it needs to meet, the end and the end, and we're just going to gather this up. We're going to gather this up so that we can get a nice even lay of the fabric. And we're going to go on this side. And you know, it is entirely possible that someone else, another professional, might do this differently. This is the way that I feel works best for me, as one tends to decide on. It's like whatever works best for you, as long as it gets the result that you're looking for, I'm sure it's fine. So at this point, I've kind of distributed these gathers as evenly as possible, and it's a little taut now on the top. So I'm just going to pull this evenly across the top. So this is about the amount of gathering that we need for this to lay evenly with the under fabric. Just pull that across. Looks pretty good. Doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to get regathered together anyway. But what I am going to do, so this is like giving it just enough fit. It's not really to gather the fabric. It's just so that it fits in these sections of the underlayer. So I'm just going to pin them different spots here. As for the ruffles on the bottom, that's going to come after the dress is mostly put together here. So these back seams are going to be meeting. Should probably just put this. See what I could do. Make a little notch or something. I'll have to figure that out. Yeah, it could just be attached to a point and then allowed to flow. The zipper is going to go down to about here. I'll make it work. Nothing is too complicated. Well, that's not true. Wow, that is so not true. Why did I even say that? There are some things that are too complicated for me, but this isn't one of them. Well, hi there, Hiro Akemi. What am I making today? I am making a Catbug or Lolita version of a Catbug cosplay for a client. So I have this skirt, and I have this as the overskirt, and then I have another knit fabric that will be the top. For now, I was just going over some experimental things that I'm trying here as far as making this over and under main part of the skirt. And then it's just going to have some decorative ladybug pattern as an overskirt type bustly thing. It's not a bustle because it goes on the side. But yeah, that's what I'm making. Thanks for joining me today. I don't think I recognize your name, so are you new? Are you part of the Lolita Sewing community? The Lolita Sewing Collective? Is it Latore? I totally recognize that name. I know that name. I see that name all over the place. And you are part of the group. Well, welcome. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad to see you here. I'm very sure I've seen your work. And I think yours is a little more advanced than other newer members. I think. Totally. I got it right. We're friends on Facebook too, aren't we? Thought we were. I'm friends with many Lolitas, but yours is a name that I know comes up often, and I'm always looking at your posts. Yeah. That's so cool. Moving over to sections here. This big panel in the center. Can you see okay? What? Hardest thing. Oh, good. Woo! On my nose. On my nose. I think I missed somebody else's chat because it's in YouTube. I can't see your chat if you're in YouTube. I'm sorry. There's only so much I can do, and right now I have Twitch focused on. Alright. I'm going to try to evenly distribute these guys. You just need it a little bit gathered, just so that it fits. Probably already said this before. Okay. And I'm not too worried again about how deep these gathers are. I just want it to fit in the section so that when it's gathered again, it's not going to bunch up too badly because this over part happens to be a little bit longer. Then I'm going to iron this, and then I'm going to stitch it together and see what happens. Because I realize I still have to close the back. I suppose it's possible. Is it possible? I mean, it is. I think it is. Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm sorry, that's my thinking face. Oh. Yeah, so if you're curious, the design for this Lolita Catbug is on my website. If you just do a search term for Catbug on Ms. Carol Bell's WordPress, that's me, the pattern archive. You should be able to see the design that I illustrated quite a few years ago now. And just very randomly, somebody found it and they're like, hey, can you make this for me? And I'm like, sure. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, buddy, where are you? I know you're here. You you are here. Okay, I got you. I got you. There we go. Do that on this side. Nope, wrong way instead. Come back. Okay. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's gonna be very frilly with a suggestion of Catbug in it. Still meeting the requirements of the silhouette and everything, but with a very specific color palette. Do 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 do. Ta-da! Okay, that should be pretty good. So in factory sewing, this would never be made, at least not like this. And also, they don't use pins. We didn't use pins. I actually got to work in a factory for a brief time, and I got to learn some really fast sewing techniques, and I never used pins. You didn't have time. And there were many machines set up to do different jobs, so you would do like a stack of one job and then move to another machine that had a different foot or setting or a walking machine or something. We'd do that job. I used a cover stitch machine. I used an overlock machine, which is not a serger. They're not called sergers in the industry of factory or manufacturing of clothing. They are called overlock machines. Only home machines are sergers. Isn't that interesting? I was reprimanded many times for using the term serger when it was referring to an overlock machine. Well, I was reprimanded for all kinds of things, but, including not sewing fast enough. But that is neither here nor there. I came away with a very good experience in the end because I learned a shit ton. And yeah, moving on with life now. Doing this during the day, working at a fun board game cafe at night, it's pretty okay right now. I'm fairly happy. I have a wonderful boyfriend who actually loves me like so deeply that I've never experienced anything like that, but I'm not going to make you throw up. It is a really wonderful, respectful, beautiful relationship, and I'm super happy about it. I feel inspired to work. I have good friends, good coworkers. Life in general is pretty good. And I get to have fun doing this stuff. Wait, Monica, do you prefer that, or do you prefer Hiro Akemi? Hiro. What do you mean? Yes, I am. Did I miss something? Did I say something and I totally forgot? Oh, well, yes. You prefer Monica. Okay, cool. What did I say that you're answering? I'm all over the place. I'm really just, I don't know. Can you remind me what we were talking about? Good. Bring this guy back up. Yoink. Maybe a little closer. This way. Yeah, good. Alright, I'm not going to iron it. I'm impatient. I just want this done. And it just needs to be attached. Yes, I am going to sew over my pins. It's okay. The chances of it hitting a pin are slim, but it does happen. And even if you do, you should have replacement needles anyway, which I have. Again, I buy everything in bulk, including needles. well, you might have to be a follower if you're not following yet. Although I thought she was a follower, so how weird. I wonder if you have to be in the video chat. I don't know why it would be doing that. Now I'm racking my brain and trying to sew this at the same time. Good job, me. Okay. Oh, darn it. Well, you know, in that case, I also have a Discord channel for my streaming, which is available. The invitation is available there in the description. But that's weird. Why wouldn't it be showing everybody's chat if you are following and you've been following for at least 10 minutes? That's the criteria that I set, and it should work. Hi, Amber. I love you. Question that I have for you, if you're watching. What would be the best time for me to stream this stuff? Because I noticed that, you know, that whenever I stream in the early afternoons, there's not very many views, which I'm not bothered by because it's still recording me and then uploading it for later viewing. But if I wanted more live viewers, what would be the best time for that? I have noticed that if I do it in the late afternoon, I get more concurrent viewers. So I'm aiming for 3 concurrent viewers, like 3 average viewers. And so far I've only gotten to like 2.6 average concurrent viewers. So I'm trying to figure out how I could improve that number. And the reason why is because in order to become an affiliate with Twitch, I think it's an affiliate, yeah, that's like the first tier. You have to have 50 followers and 3 average concurrent viewers. And I think like a certain number of chatters, but it all has to be within a month. It has to be within 30 days. Any ideas? Oh, for Eastern time, it's 6 to 8. Oh, that would explain why when I start streaming at 4, I get more people in the chat. Because I'm in mountain time. So it's people coming after work, probably. Like normal work hours usually end at 5. That makes sense. I've also heard like in the morning is a good time to do that. It's just that the thing that I do tends to be noisy. So I can't do it like too late at night, for instance. Thinking. So I'm totally up for doing like full-on tutorials using the Otomino sewing books. If you guys have any suggestions for me, do let me know in the chat. I have all the issues. I have the knowledge and the tools to create the patterns and show you how to make them. And even how to make improvements to them, like lining. That's one thing that I noticed a lot of these patterns are missing. Like, none of these dresses are lined. It really ups the value and the quality of the garment if you line it. Are you talking to Amber right now and I can't see it for some reason? Why? Why, universe? I'm gonna have to fix that. It bugs me. Oh, maybe it's possible that somebody else is on YouTube? Is she on YouTube? Ugh. Oh, no wonder. Yeah, right now I'm looking at the chat for Twitch. So if you come over to the Twitch stream, which there is a link for it in the description, just come to the Twitch stream and then we can all have a nice little party together on Twitch. And I think the quality is higher. But yeah, I restream to YouTube and my Facebook profile. So just make your way over to Twitch, my friend. Come to Twitch, we have cookies. Oh, that reminds me, I actually do have cookies. Oh my god, I have cookies. I have salted caramel chocolate chip cookies. We baked them. I suddenly have a mighty need. A mighty need. Well, I'm glad the mystery's solved. I was worried for a second. I'm like, what's going on? Why won't the chat work like I want it to? Like I told it to. Okay. Ugh. Ruffles. So fiddly. It's okay though. It does make it easier if you press these down beforehand, but I got lazy. And these don't have to be perfect. It just needs to be attached. Oh, hello. Take out all these pins. Going to work?
No, I actually work later. I'm probably gonna be back at like 3.
Oh, okay.
3.
That was my roommate. doesn't look too bad. Let's iron this ends down. Are we still having trouble figuring out the chat here? Aw. Yes, you must come to Twitch. Follow me on Twitch. And you can join in the fun. It's free. Wake up, Iron. There we go. Alright, here we go. This looks very nice. I love these layerings. I'm just gonna have to snip some of these errant threads here. It happens, just about any lace that you get. But there we go. So this now is going to get inserted into the waistband. Waistband. I just had it. Did I just put it? Oh, there it is. All right. So now, question is, how do we handle the overskirt that we need to attach to this? How do we do that? So this is going to be like this. This is going to be on the inside. Oh, we will need to mark the centers as well. Right here, same way. Little snippy snip, Belle. And then the centers for this. Yeah, so if you're watching right now, if you're still watching, I wanted to let you know I used a new kind of interfacing. I'm using ShapeFlex instead of the regular non-woven Pellon that we usually use, which is actually right there. But I decided to use this because it's interested me for a while now, and I was very much interested in the idea that this is a woven fabric. It's made out of cotton, and it has the adhesive on it. So I like that idea. I feel like that's going to hold up a lot better to washing than the non-woven Pellon stuff. I think it's still Pellon, but it's just called ShapeFlex. So it's a woven iron-on fusible interfacing stabilizer thing. Okay. So to do something about this overskirt. And the overskirt needs to be attached first, I think, because that is going to be the layer on the outside. Oh my god! Or do we make the overskirt a separate piece? Something that ties on in the back. So this might be the main part of the skirt. And then the overskirt itself has its own, like, piece. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Also, just to make a distinction, following and subscribing on Twitch are slightly different. I don't have the capability yet of accepting subscribers, which would mean that I would earn a little bit of revenue from the subscriptions. So right now I'm just aiming for followers, which are free. Following is free, you get notifications when I do the streaming, and subscribers get like extra perks and stuff, which I'm still figuring out. So like specific tutorials that I have planned in my head might end up becoming a subscriber only kind of thing. Also, I was thinking of like pattern drafting tutorials and then doing giveaways for the pattern itself, and somebody lucky enough to get a free copy of a pattern that I make. That's an idea that I had. I really need to figure out what the construction of this skirt is going to be. Do I want it to be a separate piece from the overskirt? Because this is going to have a lot of bulk in it. Or do I just layer the skirt itself? Because that would make it a little easier as far as, like, I don't have to create a separate piece. So, in that case, this needs to be set aside. It's gonna be so pretty though. Oh my god, this skirt with a ruffled hem underneath. Where is it? So it's gonna have this thing kind of layered. You know what, I could probably do that. Could probably make the little leaf shaped things that I was thinking of doing. Should they be just like fans? Do the underskirt detached, because then they have the option of wearing the dress by itself or with it? Huh. So then it would just be these pieces. Oh, let me fold this so you have a better idea of what I'm going for here. So it would just be like this skirt, like that, and then the overskirt with the leaves underneath. Somebody asked me about this. What was it? Oh yeah. Oh, that's the jump skirt that I'll be making. I'm going to be using this this book for another client. She sent me some. She's going to be sending me some fabric from Spoonflower that her friend designed, and I get to make her a custom jump skirt out of it. And this is the pattern book that I'll be using. But this is not the thing that I'm looking for. These are not the droids you're looking for. Oh, there they are. So, here is the overskirt. The overskirt is going to be attached kind of like this. So, frilly side, or the round side, gets attached into a waistband, which I have enough to make like a tie thing. And then maybe underneath it, we're going to be making like a different, maybe a longer leaf pattern sort of thing that's supposed to be reminiscent of wings. And I had this really cool metallic kind of oil slick thread, embroidery thread, that I was thinking of using to outline the leaves themselves. So I wonder, okay, so that's gonna be the skirt so far. So let's see, how much of this do I have? Probably enough. So this is the end of that bit. This goes into the seam. Yeah, so you'd make it blue instead of doubled. Huh. It's a good point. I could do that. See, yeah, because I was originally just gonna make it one piece and have the overskirt attached in here, so then it would make sense that it would be going into this pattern. But if I do a separate piece for the overskirt, this could be the overskirt part. Well, now it's all set. Change the skirt waistband to the blue and use the red dotted for the overskirt, but that's me because I like versatility. Yeah, I thought about that too. I think that was part of my original design, but this is a very specific design for Catbug, and so it wouldn't be too far out of left field to just make it all one piece. I have a lot of thinking to do. Well, in lieu of that, I'm gonna just move this aside for now, and I'm gonna see about maybe making like a leaf thing happening here. How do I want to do this? Wonder if I just, okay, it's time for experiments. So let's get some push pins. Oh, yay! Oh, Amber! Hello! I'm so glad you could make it! Oh my gosh! I am so excited right now. This is so excited. This is happening. I'm just kind of experimenting right now with weirdnesses. Oh my gosh, yay, lol. Oh, about the autonomous sewing. The reason they have no lining is because they don't factor in seam allowance. I noticed it was new concept to Japan, as a lot of old J-fashion clothing had no lining. No lining does make sense when it's like a nice breezy summery thing. Wow, that's interesting to know. I didn't realize that they didn't really do lining, although like I have this awesome Victorian maiden dress though, and that is fully lined and like professionally tailored on the inside. Those are my life goals. When I turned that thing inside out, I have like this, oh, what is it called? It's like some garden thing. Chiffon, I can't remember. But I turned it inside out like immediately after I got it, and I was just in awe about the construction, and I'm like, this is what I want to achieve in life. I want to make this kind of construction in all of my garments. And so ever since then I've been obsessed with putting linings into my things and trying to do them like factory perfect. So like learning how to do little origami with my pieces, that sort of thing. So I'm going to do something crazy and just see how it works, because I don't know, I've got a lot of this and I can always buy more. So, let's see. Yeah, I'm just gonna make a crazy pattern here. I'm just literally not mark the actual fabric itself. Good job, me. Okay, so for this, I just kind of want to see what it's going to look like. This is the template that I use to make this overskirt thing. And I'm going to freehand. What do I want to do here? Freehand, like, this is going to go into the seam. I have these crazy ideas. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sure there's better ways of doing this. Melon! Hello, Melon! Oh my god, I have all my friends right now! I feel so loved! I have friends! Oh my goodness. I line commission pieces and cosplays though. Oh, I'm way too lazy for stuff on myself. A lot of it isn't lined. I think I'm the same way. Sometimes I'm just lazy and I do the facing thing. But yeah, for commissions, I want to like show off that I can do linings, so that's part of what I end up doing. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try a thing. I'm gonna do a thing! Julie, do the thing! There's this stuff. So I've got this really awesome metallic oil slick thing. I've wanted to use this forever, and I don't know how well you can see that, but I like it a lot. Can you even see the colors? I just thought it'd be really fun to do like a little edge with that stuff. I'm gonna try it. You suck at facing? Really? How? Why? Well, oh, I do a facing with lining. I don't know if that makes it even more complicated. Okay, guys, I'm gonna do this. I need a bobbin. I need a bobbin. I need a bobbin. I need a bobbin. Bobbin. I need to fill this. They line now for sure. Oh, I just saw your, sorry Amber, I just saw your post from above. Like, they line their stuff for sure now, like AP and Victorian Maiden, etc. By the way, are Victorian Maiden still around? Because remember how, like, some of our dear brands have now gone away. Anyway, our line. Old School Baby still doesn't line until a year ago. Huh, talking 2002, 2008, no lining. I use interfacing that's too heavy, even if I understitch, it just feels too bulky. Oh no, they went under. Yeah, I remember hearing about this. I know. So, I shamelessly started copying all of my favorite ensembles of theirs onto my hard drive and making note of them. And so I actually have a big fat stack of reference photos. Like, when I say fat stack, I'm like talking like a fat stack of all of these Innocent World, I think they're still around though, but Victorian Maiden stuff. I just printed out a bunch of pictures of all of these. Oh, and Mary Magdalene. All of these things that I absolutely adore, and I'm like, I could probably make that. And I could probably make it in a plus size too. Cause why not? I learned grading. I went to school for this. They were Hey, Arcano! Hello. I am doing very well, thank you. I am excited that I have so many awesome people right now joining me for my Twitch stream. Oh my god, you guys. I'm so happy right now. And I'm about to do something kind of experimental, so we'll see how this goes. I'm not even dressed up. I feel like I'm so shabby right now. I'm just wearing my Deadpool t-shirt and some shorts. I'm like, whatever. Alright, we're gonna wind this bobbin. This is technically embroidery thread. And I am going to be doing like an embroidery effect on this piece that I outlined. So let's see, where did I go? I love this Insta. She wears it there, here and there. It looks so good on her. I have a lot to say about Mary Magdalene, yeah. Oh, they were legendary, yeah. I'm about to save both. Sometimes it's good to sew in regular clothes, yes. Although, I do have like a lot of comfortable things, like Lolita things that I have worn in the past on stream. And I sew in my jammies, yeah. Oh my god, I said Victorian Maiden went under. I'm so sorry, I meant Mary Magdalene. So Victorian Maiden's still around? Yes, question mark. Although, if they also don't cater to larger sizes, the West is not going to have that for too much longer. And don't they make it really hard to buy their pieces unless you're in Japan? I seem to recall that was always an issue. Oh, we're done? Are we done? This is done. Okay, we're done. So here we go. I seem to recall that this thread was a little problematic because it's a little bit stiff. I actually ended up getting this thread by mistake when I ordered like a completely different order and they sent me somebody else's. So instead of me having to send it back, they're like, keep it, we'll give you a refund. And I'm like, okay, but what am I gonna use this for? It's like super specific. And then I figured out a use for it. So we'll see how well this works. Experiment time. Alright guys, I'm gonna try this. Let's see. They cater to taller girls but not larger. Yes. They turn away to most shopping services. Tokyo Rebel carried their stuff, but that's it. I think it was Meta who put out a plus size survey. It was cool to see. Yes, actually, Tokyo Rebel is how I got the dress that I have, the one Victorian Maiden dress that I have. And every time I've gone there, they haven't really carried too many more of their dresses, or at least not a great variety. I'm probably out of the loop though, because it's been a little while now. Okay, what are we doing? We're gonna do a zigzag stitch. We're gonna try a thing. My zigzag stitch that I'm trying is number 4 on this machine. Yes, I have the Project Runway limited edition blah blah blah, because it was pretty inexpensive and I had this previous model before and it worked really well for me. I actually made it live for like 8 years before it finally crapped out. So I got this new one for like $130. Okay, so we are gonna make this stitching pretty wide. We want to make the length very slim, like embroidery stitch type slim. So let's see, let's experiment with a part that I don't have marked to see what it looks like. I might try like the free sewing plate thing that it comes with for doing this sort of thing. So let's see if this is gonna. Oops, maybe that's a little too slow. Almost has to be put into an embroidery hoop. Oh my god, that's so beautiful. Oh, I just need to be able to control it. Oh my god, you guys. I don't know if you can even see that on the overhead, but I can show you over here that this is what this stitching looks like. Can you see that? Let's see if it'll focus for you. Will it do it? Can you see it? Oh man, that's so pretty. A little too tight, because this is a very loose weave on this organza. I know. So I want to do the edges of this like winged thing under the overskirt with that and just cut it off, like cut the excess off on the edge. Aww. Oh god, those handheld sewing machines. I actually bought one once when I was younger just because I was curious about how it would work. I don't know. It's just no. It's just so much no. Oh my god. They're terrible. I know. Back when I was much younger and married to my first husband, I was desperate to get back into sewing. I had already gone to fashion design school and I was missing it. I was missing working with it, doing all that stuff. So I ended up getting like the cheapest possible like stand-up sewing machine that I could find online. And I don't know what I was thinking. I was using my mom's sewing machine before that was already from the 80s. It was a Singer. And what ended up happening was like the tension just would not work on this thing. It was like literally very, very small. And I thought I could make clothes out of this thing. Boy, did I learn my lesson. Okay, this definitely needs to be stabilized somehow, and I'm not sure. It also might need to be further away from the edge. I might be able to stabilize it with my hands, so let's see. Should I bring one back? Sorry, what's happening? Oh. My friend, my roommate is asking if I want a snow cone, and I'm going to politely decline. I haven't actually had lunch yet, though. Where am I? Where did my things go? I'm so lost. Where are you? There you are. Okay. Mikako from Gokinjo Monogatari used one and it seemed convenient, and she's a witch. Laughing my ass off. It don't work without sacrificing someone. That sounds about right. Those silly little inventions. Like, why would you do that? Alright, wait. I hate it when this happens. The damn thread! It unthreaded! Come back! And I'm still experimenting with this guy. I want this to work. I need this to work. Because it is beautiful embroidery. It's so cool. No. There. Here we go. Alright. We're gonna do this. This is happening. Ah! Come back. Okay. Now, I loosened the tension this time. I made the stitch length a little bit longer. So I'm at 0.2 right now, and then the width of it is 5. So let's see if I keep it taut. Let's see, is that just too... need this to work. Come on. Pray for me. Pray to the sewing fairies. Amber says, my bearded dragon was scratching at me. She wants lunch. This was so fun, and I want to see the result. Let me know when you stream again. Love you all. Love you, Amber. Thanks for joining us. I'm really glad you could make it. I'm glad everybody could make it. It's been some lonely streams lately, but, you know, when you're just starting out, that's just how it is. Oh my goodness. Okay, so how about we make it a little bit wider? Okay, we got this bobbin. Yes, bobbin is there. Let's try this. I wonder what would happen. Oh, that's a little better. What would happen if I did the walking foot instead? Walking foot. Walking foot. Walking foot, walking foot. I need to use. I just need these guys. Tiny little screwdriver. Do. Alright, come on. Come on! Come on! Oh my god, I'm challenged. Okay, here we go. Why would I do this? Okay, let's try. We're still on the experimentation thing. Let's see. We're going to be okay. Yes, good. We're good. Okay, that is an acceptable width. Alright. We're going to try a thing. Before I do any more, though, I'm going to just continue on with another line. Let's see if it feeds better with an even feed foot. So let's see here. And the tension should probably be back up. Alright, well now these stitches are evenly distributed because it's feeding evenly on the top layer and the bottom feed dogs. So I'm going to make it back down to 2. You leaving too, Melon? Or are you just telling me good luck? Because that works too. Also, I can show you what I'm doing here. Oh my god. Let's see. Is that good? Right there. So, my horrible experimentations. Pay no attention. I'm just doing long lines here. Alright, so I'm going to loosen the tension back down to 3. And we're just going to start. I have it to 0.2. Oh, good luck for me. Thank you. Alright, we're going to go fast here. See how well this works. almost worked. Curious, what if I snipped off the ends? That's kind of my idea to do here, is to follow these edges after doing this zigzag stitch and kind of make it a faux purled edge like this. What do you think of that? Yes, been all experiments lately. I have so many different feet for so many different things. This one has to be my favorite one. I think having an even feet or walking foot is just so essential. I wouldn't know what to do with myself if I didn't have one. Okay, so the next question is, can I follow this line, this faint little line that you probably can't see, in an effort to create that same pattern? Oh, come on, you son of a bitch. You friggin' son of a bitch. Oh, I see what happened. I see what happened. Okay, alright, here we go. Why aren't you, like, why is this so challenging? Oh, this thread. It's beautiful thread when it's said and done, but it is a little difficult. I could also just use regular embroidery thread instead. The effect wouldn't be the same. But it might be a little easier to work with. This is a metallic, so it has this metallic outer casing to the thread itself, which is probably just a polyester core. Alright, oh my god, this is the last time. I gotta do it for real now. Please don't unthread. Oh my god. I would be devastated. Okay. Let's see. I kind of inherited a bunch of feet that I'm not sure what are used for. I've honestly never used anything but a basic one. What they're used for. I'm ordering a ruffler from Alibaba as soon as I find lace that I like. Oh yeah, did I show you my rufflers? Because I got 4 of them. 5 of them? No, 4 of them. Yeah. I have rufflers. There are so many useful feet that you can use. There's a gathering foot, there's a narrow hem foot, there's the buttonholer, of course, that usually comes with most machines, the even feed walking foot, so you can sew stretch knits evenly without it stretching on the top layer, or the bottom layer, rather. So it gives you the pucker if you don't have an even feed on the top and the bottom. You have piping feet, you have pin tuck feet, blind stitch, so I don't use so much, but narrow hem feet, gathering foot, ruffler foot, even feed foot, these are all pretty essential. And the pin tuck foot I learned how to use. You use a double needle for the pin tuck foot, and it makes super, super thin little pin tucks using the double needle, and it just pulls the underbobbin part taut, and it just tucks the fabric that way. And it makes it really lovely. I actually made a beautiful blouse using that method. Okay, guys. Can we though? I don't even know if you can see this. The line is just so faint. I think it was a mistake to make it on the edge of the fabric here. Ah! Oh, it broke. And that's the other problem we have with this thread. Okay, so in lieu of that, my other option would be to, okay, here we go. Probably do a purled edge using my serger, but the thread itself is still going to break, so I don't use the thread. I love it, it's beautiful, but it's so hard to work with. It's like constantly breaking, it needs a certain tension, it curls like crazy. I love it, but it is problematic. I think I just have to abandon this idea. And I have to be okay with this. Somehow, this too shall pass. Oh, it's a nylon core. Oh. You never learned sewing terms, but you've been sewing for 10 years? An even feed foot, by the way, is the foot that I have right now on my machine. Okay, that just came off. That is an even feed foot. Let's see, does it show? Yeah. So it's also called a walking foot. Ooh, sorry. This came off. Alright, now we secure it. Okay, sorry about that. I'm still messing with this articulated arm. But yeah. So yeah, even feed is essential for quilting, or if you're doing a quilted stitch, which means you have batting in between two pieces of fabric and you want to do a quilted stitch between those sandwiched pieces. And it helps to evenly feed the top and bottom fabric so that it's not puckering in any one way. And you do this with stretch knits as well. So if you're doing anything with jersey or any sweater knits or anything, having an even feed or a walking foot is absolutely essential when you're sewing it. So let's see what else you have. It's another set of feed dogs on the top, basically. So it's going with the rhythm of the needle going up and down and feeding it kind of like this. Oh my god, I'm so done with this right now. I need to eat, guys. I haven't had my lunch. I need to go. But thank you so much for joining me today. I was so surprised to have these many people coming and checking me out. So I'm really hoping that you'll come next time. If you don't, again, I have archived videos if you want to catch up with how my progress is going with the Catbug thing. And yeah. Oh, look at you. I almost have 50 followers. That's so exciting. Alright, and join me on Discord. The Discord invitation is down in the description below. And so if you want to chat at me when I'm not streaming and you want to just directly talk to me, I always have that on, so you can talk to me there. And thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.